Now I've already gone through this on my podcast, but I wanted to make sure I get my. I don't know. For some reason, I always want to make sure I make sure this clear. Um, Stop wifing hoes. But I'm also coming at it two ways because if you sound on my podcast, it sounds like I'm contradicting myself. But I believe in both things because I did say because I'm well mostly I talked about this is going to be about PJ Watson and Brittany Renner. Um, this is going to be about two things. One, I know because everybody say, well, you should have picked the right woman. That woman was supposedly the right woman. So, and I stand on that because people always say, "Well, you should have really picked the right woman." I was like, "That was supposed to be you." And I don't know how long they've dated, but um, you know, she does she does have a athletes enough. But I also believe this: can't turn a hoe into a housewife. If you really, if someone have a video, and I don't understand how you have all this advice and nothing, because some people's like, "Oh, you ain't got nobody in the corner to listen to." Trust me when I say this. They're agents. They're close friends when it comes to athletes. They're agents. They're close friends. They're probably other athletes in the industry, veterans. They tell you, hey, these girls, they come up here for a come up. Don't be that sucker. Everybody tells them this. You still go through with it. Look. Like I said, that person's supposed to be the right person, but at the same time, oh, I'm gonna say misogynist part of me is like, well, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. I know who Brittany Renner was. It's just like everybody. Look, some of these women are just meant to be, and I hate saying this because I do love women and I love my black women, but I'm not gonna lie. Some of y'all just meant to be fucked and just decide. And I know some women think that about men. Y'all have that right to think that way, but there are people in this world that just they should just you just fuck them and then go about your day. Just fuck them and go about your day. Now, I don't think every woman is like this. There are women that's just like she's a good woman. You need if you're gonna fuck with her, you better treat her right. I've always tell people this: if you got a good woman on you and she does everything she's supposed to, treat her right. But there's a bunch of these niggas, but there's a bunch of these women, especially if you are and especially if you're making money, like especially like a PJ Washington. Some of these hoes is not worth your time. Just get, this is why pimps say hard dick and bubblegum. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The day they start shaming pimps, and y'all gonna hate me when I say this, I knew the game was over when y'all start shaming pimps. Pimps, like I want every dude. Y'all be having these athletes. Y'all really should have pimps in here teaching y'all the game. And yo, this is gonna be real. If any woman's y'all gonna think this is real misogynist. I don't fucking care. I really don't care. But some of y'all really need to get up on game. Like, go talk to a pimp. The game is to be sold and not to be told. But some of these niggas, they tell you, man, don't. Some of these hoes is not meant to be fucked with. Some of these women are trying to get their money up. There are good women out there. If you find one, you keep her. But some of these women are just meant to be fucked and passed aside. And I'm gonna say it. Brittany Renner is one of them. First things first. Anybody that tells you about their body count, I don't know. I don't ever ask a woman because I know a lot of niggas, and I tell niggas stop asking a woman about their body count because you're not gonna like the number. I never ask a woman about a body count, and I don't want to know. I be telling people I don't want to know your body count. I've always said that. I remember my ex girlfriend. She was about to tell me about one of the niggas she fucked with. I said I don't want to know. And like she's like, I guess I should tell you, I don't want to fucking know. Here was the scenario, and I'm not going to say her name, not going to say nobody's name, but I was in the military, And for the longest, I kept my relationship quiet with one of the girls out with my ex because we worked at the same spot. Now I kept it quiet, and I kept it because if anybody understands military, fraternization is a big fucking thing, and you get on restriction for that. I did not, you know, I on a boat and on a ship around like people I work with, I kept it very, very professional. Outside, I was with her all the fucking time. But even then, I like kept it discreet. I remember this girl is like when people knew I had a girl and I was I was TAD to Chiefs mess, and one of CS2's sweet girl, beautiful girl. She was like, "So who your little girl you be fucking with?" I said, "I can't tell you. I'm trying to keep something a secret." And then next thing you know, she sees me at Walmart, and she just had this big ass smile on her. She was like, she knew. I was like, all right, she knew. All right, is that easy? Now? I expect some people did know, like my close friends knew and all that other stuff. But other than that, there was people that I did not want to. So that night, fucking the people that I didn't want to know came over to that house because she stayed with a roommate that also worked with, and like she was also fucking with a nigga in there, and they got a bunch of other dudes in there, and I'm like, fuck. Now though they don't snitch, I already knew word was going to get around. So I was like, fuck. I was like, that's the blown covenant. But I knew no one was going to snitch on me, but it's like people. So one of the dudes that I fucked with came in drunk. And he was drunk as fuck. And he slapped on the ass. When I tell you, I did not hesitate, not one bit. I jumped over the couch, got right between them, and I gave him a death stare. Now be mindful. The nigga was like he works out, and the nigga is really strong. But the man said, my bad, and I just kept it at that. I ain't making no. I'm not gonna say I put him out, but I like stood my ground. I'm not gonna cause dude's not a sucker. I'm not gonna make him sound like he like some sucker, but he was drunk. But dude was a sucker. He apologized. He was like, my bad, and he just walked off. I walked her to her room. And then she was like, "Well, I have to tell you something." And I was like, "I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I I appreciate you trying to tell me, but I really don't want to." All right. Some of some of these people like when you think you have the one. Like in conclusion, when you think you have the one, you want to treat her right. But some of these women are just not meant to be one of them. But who do I blame? I honestly look when you want to marry somebody, and I say this: when you want to marry someone, that's supposed to be the right person. Can't really fault them. You think she's the one, she's the right person. But some people, they will switch up on you. And I think that's the point I was trying to get up. Is like sometimes you just, when you least suspect it, the people you like know the longest, they will switch up on you. Or they might do some shady shit. She just happens to do some shady shit. And he's paying for it. Now, whether the child support thing is true or not, I know they're getting divorced, and then like 2 days later she had the baby. It's like it seems like a whole finesse. And then it's like it makes, and this is the point. This is one of the points I was saying on the podcast. This is why I think marriage is a joke. This is exactly why men don't want to get married. They don't want to end up in situations like this. Granted, nobody's gonna make the money Washington makes, but at the same time, it's just like if you want to give your heart, and the point is not even from the money standpoint. The point is you want to give your heart and soul to somebody, and they do this shit, bruh. That shit hurts. Like I don't want that shit to happen to nobody. Like the girl you thought. Now, do you think now? Even when I was in the military, this shit happens in the military all the fucking time. Because one thing, a lot of people understand when you get divorced. I don't know about alimony, but if you have a child, that money comes out your paycheck and automatically. So you don't ever. The Navy makes sure you pay child support. They don't want no deadbeat dads. Or at least if you're not gonna take care of the child, you're gonna at least give it the child support money. much a paycheck. So a lot of these people look at military people to come with. So that's why I can remotely talk about this because I've seen it happen. Like a lot of like, especially when you go on deployment and you come back, a lot of people like some of these women. That's why they call them dependopotamus and all that other stuff. Anybody in the military, you understand that a dependopotamus, they fucking come up, they get all fat, they get all sloppy, and then they're just all up on it. And while your man is fighting for a fucking country, you over there getting dick from somebody else. I've seen it happen, and also I lost my virginity to a married woman, and her husband was in the Navy. So I'm now, granted, they should have never been married. From what because we talking, I'm not gonna mention her name either. But granted, they shouldn't have been married anyway. But you understand what I'm saying? Some of these women just, and I